I want to go over this brand new alternate CSO method. CSO has always stood for calcite sun oil. That's my original CSO mixture that is mixed 50% with commercial tube paint oil paints. The new developments are GPM. That's the GLAIR paint medium, which is a combination of egg GLAIR and dry pigment. I use umber because it dries so fast, accelerates the dry, and I added the black, in order to give it a darkness. Now, by combining GPM with the regular CSO is where we get the new CGM, the alternate calcite sun oil method. It's a combination of the two, the CSO, the GPM, combine the two, and you get the CGM, which is calcite sun oil GLAIR medium. Furthermore, by mixing CGM with pure oil, and I'm speaking here of the superior oil of the old masters, you create the brand new oil out medium. It requires no rubbing as the original emulsion mediums that I created way over 20 years ago. So in today's date, October the 21st, 2023, this is copyright protected. All the rights are reserved, but I want everybody to enjoy and learn and find out and all this is solvent free. I don't use solvents. There are no solvents in the CSO method. It's completely safe, even for children. Thank you. Today is Saturday the 21st. I still have my brand new developed CSO medium. And as you can see, it looks brown there. And look when I paint it, or I'm doing an actual oil out. And as I do that, I'm not rubbing. In my traditional CSO method, before you paint, you do an oil out and you rub it in. Now this was painted yesterday and it's dry to the brush. You already know that CSO uses no solvents. If you had a solvent here, it would dissolve that paint. But as it is, it's completely safe. I'm going to be doing a little bit of touch-up here. This is what the old masters would do. They would paint creatively, freely, and they would touch up. In this particular method, I'm actually painting with a small degree of it's important to note that the mixture contains the GLAIR. And the GLAIR is made up of albumin, which is very sticky and which will make sure that the paint will not slump or lose its brush strokes. That the sunflower, am I going to do this accurately? I'd have to take a lot of time. The sunflower seeds spiral and if you look at a sunflower seed, the darkness in the middle, the spiraling goes one way and then it goes the other way. And there is the magic golden ratio. I can't recall right offhand, but I think it's 34 to the right and 54 to the left. You can correct me on that. So that's nature always teaching us something new, something wonderful. I'm going to put some impasto. Right here. This is yesterday's paint, so it's a little unmanageable, but because it's almost completely dry. I gotta get rid of that little stringy there. As I discovered this new method, alternate CSO method, now it's becoming very clear that I'm going to have to, I already made the YouTube video, but I'm going to have to publish a small version of what I've learned about this. But that's not anytime soon. I just want to show the close-ups. Now that I'm not painting, I can focus here. Frederick Taubes is my teacher. Frederick Taubes was born in 1900 in Poland, and at the age of 30, he came to the United States and became the technical editor of American Artist magazine. He became famous. You can look him up. His work is lyrical, and it is also imaginative. And he was doing what most artists of his generation were doing, which is trying to combine realism with imaginative work, yet not copying photographic work at all. And my basic foundation in oil painting was learned from Frederick Taubes. He died in 1980 at the age of 80 years old. I got to meet him twice. I met him when I was 15. In person, he gave me a personal evaluation of my artwork. And I got to meet him when I was about 34. And we talked briefly. I want to thank you for watching my video. Do my oil out with the newly discovered medium. See my video on YouTube. It'll explain you how to do it. I'm just going to focus on this. This was yesterday's painting. It is completely dry. Well, dry enough to where I can paint on it. Okay. All right. Let's this brush is too big. You can see those dark spots in there. Those are from the initial layout, and they're important, but they're also a guide for me to glaze over them. Add color to them. There's one right there, right here, and here, and here. So I'm actually glazing over the original underpainting. Well, the Impressionists are the ones that said never use black. Well, I've always said they're wrong. Because Rembrandt used black, Rubens used black, Michelangelo, Leonardo, they all used black. And it's just that the Impressionists were trying to get away from all those dark paintings that they would see in the museums. So they had a reason for saying that. But you can use black. It's wrong. I actually came up with my own mantra, my own guide, which is a painting without black has no depth, and a painting without white has no sparkle. And I put it this way: black is the depth of the night, and white is the sparkle of the stars. Once you try my new alternate CSO method, you're going to be amazed. My good friend Brad welcomed it by saying that now he no longer had to rub in the emulsion. Because now the emulsion has been incorporated into the paint by this new method. I kept asking myself, why hadn't I not discovered this before? This morning, I was asking, how come I didn't realize this before? And the answer came to me. The reason I had not realized this previously, because it's been 20 years, since over 20 years that I created calcite sun oil, is the reason is because I knew that you could not mix GLAIR with oil paint. You had to, the only way to do it was to create an emulsion. And so I just never followed the route further to try to even combine something like this. And then the answer is, the moment that I made the GLAIR paint medium, mixing egg white, which is GLAIR, once it's been processed and it's been once the GLAIR has been distilled. Well, the egg GLAIR is the magic part of the egg. It's 85% water, and it is 15% albumin, and the albumin is the sticky stuff. And the moment that I added the dry pigment powders, I added umber, which is fast drying, and I added black for color depth. The moment I did that, the GLAIR, the water in the GLAIR allowed, and the albumin allowed the fusion of GLAIR into the powder. And now, once it was made into a liquid, the moment I was then able to create GLAIR paint medium, I was able to mix it with calcite sun oil. And now we have this new alternate CSO medium, CGM. CSO GLAIR medium. Okay. Once again, not finished until I'm finished. I would call this an intermediate step because I'm still going to do some more glazing on that after this dries.